Hey everyone, this is Nidoking back with another exciting episode of Let's Play Space Quest 2. Last time we managed to get past the various creatures guarding this shuttle platform. And what luck, the shuttle is still here. So let's finally get off this killer planet and see what else is out there in the universe. Well, bad memories, but let's get in anyway. Alright, the familiar giant array of controls, most of which are irrelevant. Throttle between our legs. Waggle our joystick all we want right now, it doesn't do anything. So we can turn on the power, adjust our attitude, and start the ascent thrusters. Alright, pretty obvious where to start. And now what? So we gotta get to minimum altitude. Need the thrusters for that. But I don't know how to type it. Alright, ascent thruster button. Usually you don't have to type button, but I guess in this case you do. So there's our status readout. The attitude system is set to horizontal, and that may be what the problem is. Now that it's on vertical, can we please turn on the ascent thrusters? Alright, and now we go up. Oh yeah, when you're flying something up is down. Okay, so now we pull the stick down to go up. It just automatically jumps to the monitor for some reason. Well, we just gotta keep going up until we get to minimum altitude. And hope nobody sees us taking off and shoots us down or something. What happens if I turn off the power while I'm up here? Alright. I don't see any way to cause the ship to fall out of the sky and crash. Not that I really wanted to. Alright. We've reached our cruising altitude. You can now unfasten your seatbelts and walk around the cabin. But we ask that whenever you're seated, you keep the seatbelt on. No, they just drew my attention to the monitor so they could sneakily turn it into the space background. And yeah, I'm flying backwards. Just cause. It honestly doesn't matter where you go. Yeah, I wouldn't mind all this nearly so much if I didn't have to stare at his face the whole time. But you can play around with all the controls you want. Nothing happens. It's just cutscene time, but you can look around at stuff. Yes, he is. He's all over the screen. Right. Well, there's his asteroid in the background. It is. It's right there. Right there. See? See, I'm seeing it right there. Well, I guess at the very least we made it inside. It is an interesting question. Normally you'd think he'd take me away and haul me straight to the brig or something. Looks like he's content to let me walk around freely. But I want to get out of here. Not that I could go anywhere if I could get in the shuttle anyway. So yeah, this is Vohauls Asteroid Fortress. And just to show you what we're up against here, good old adventure game platforming at its finest. So let's take the most prominent path here at the bottom of the screen. Go down the staircase. Uh-oh. Well, guess we're exploring this hallway. Or not. That's not good. That's really not good. Unnecessary comma. Alright, time to get out of here. Well, time to die, I suppose. So, that's Vohauls Asteroid Fortress for you. A succession of death traps. We'd better find some materials in order to get through it, hopefully without falling off the edge of the platform. Aha, I am clearly standing in an elevator. Alright, read the instructions. Bobco Inc. Nad's hamster tape? Please tell me that's an anagram or something. At least it's not Schindler, I suppose. Yeah, you gotta spell out the floor numbers. Alright, should have known. So I'm starting on floor 1. Let's go to floor 2. Hey, wake up and tell me there's no button 2 before you just have me pushing every button. Alright, fine, 3. I'm pretty sure that if you actually look at the buttons, it'll tell you what the numbers are, but what fun is that? Is that a camera on the ceiling? Wait, yes it is. See? I'm being watched by a camera. There we go. You gotta step out of the elevator before you can see anything. And the good news is it's not really a maze around here. The bad news is that. Helmet Master Enterprises. Is that like a Spaceballs joke? Alright, so back into Schindler's Lift here until it's gone away. Good news is it's pretty easy to hide from it, although I realized belatedly I probably should have let myself get run over. But there's going to be more opportunities for that in the future. Fortunately, those things just kind of randomly show up. They're not on any kind of strict pattern. As you saw, as soon as that one left the room, the game stopped keeping track of it. And here we finally find something interesting. Don't think we've actually seen a janitorial closet since the very beginning of Space Quest 1. And a plunger. Plunger is what we need to survive the death trap that we saw earlier. And yeah, that's gonna be all we need. Naturally, I'm trying to find some interesting things to do with the plunger, but I don't think there really are any. So, time to move on. Just because we've got the materials to escape one death trap doesn't mean that we're going to be able to get much farther. So we've got to explore all 3 of the other floors and find everything that we possibly can. Now, here comes the floor waxer. Alright, let's see what happens if it runs me over. Oh. Oh. Adding insult to injury, even. Alright. Not particularly interesting, I suppose, so we'll just wait for it to go by and then follow it again. And I could certainly do with less of that noise. And another closet. The good news is there's plenty of closets in this asteroid with a lot of useful stuff. Like a glass cutter. The bad news is there's lots of closets around here, and you've got to find all of them in order to get all the stuff. I do so possess something that could help me accomplish that. A glass cutter. It's in the name. Maybe it just means I don't have any glass. Oh, and I wonder what could be in these 2 doors. Let's see, obvious bathrooms. Which one do I want to go into? It's the only choice. Literally, because there's just one bathroom. The funny thing is, almost this exact concept for a setting comes into play very prominently in the game The Space Bar. And when I say very prominently, I mean you can go into the bathrooms, which have different kinds of toilets. So let's go ahead and use one of them. Alright, well let's pop into one of these stalls and take care of it, I guess. Hey, make you use the unoccupied one. In this game, he takes his pants off automatically. I don't know what the problem was with don't shit your pants. And this line is a reference to Leisure Suit Larry 1, in which, if you flush the toilet, it floods the bathroom and you drown. But that's not the purpose for coming in here at all. Writing, obviously going to be some inside jokes there, and they've also got toilet paper. And some really disgusting stuff. But there we have it, toilet paper. We're totally going to MacGyver this thing. I don't know if Jerry and Leonard are supposed to be real people or not. If anyone knows, tell me. I guess Vohauls doesn't make it in here too often. Same thing with RD. I don't know if that's a real person or they just put some initials in there. Vohal plays text adventures. I don't know if that's supposed to be an insult or not, but it seems to be about all they've got. It's probably one really, really rare one if you just sit there reading for 10 minutes, but I'm not going to do that. Yeah, no kidding. Alright, that's about enough of this play. Alright, I'm pretty sure John is someone who was working at Sierra at the time. But it's not a name I recognize, so time to move on. There's one more floor left to explore once we're done with this one. And having found two things on this floor, I don't expect there's any more. Yeah, oh, get caught on the edge of the elevator there and almost get run over again. Kind of wondering when that guy was going to show up again, though. Good news is, no floor waxers on floor 5. Bad news is, there's a reason for that. And what are these doors about? They seem to be about figments of my imagination or something. They look like jail cells or something. The only thing I can figure is living quarters, but do they really want to put living quarters one square away from these actual cells? I don't know, maybe they do. Vohauls a pretty crazy guy. And in this one we find a wastebasket and overalls. And we break the fourth wall wide open. I love the way they do this. They say something falls to the floor, and then you've got to look again to figure out what it is that fell to the floor. Like, oh, it's a lighter. You couldn't just say, a lighter falls to the floor, so that you know what you need to pick up. But okay, I've got a lighter, so moving on. Or not. Yeah, the getting too close to a caged creature motif is pretty common in the later Space Quest games. All you need to do is walk on the far side of the hallway, and you're fine. Except when the things actually come out of the cages. Oh, mommy. What is it? I don't want to find out. Looks more like something out of a Ridley Scott movie. Alright, now you can make it to the elevator without getting caught, but I didn't feel like it. It's not a good way to die. But it doesn't actually kill you. It doesn't seem to have had any kind of negative effect at all. And then here I am again trying to get a description of myself, forgetting that the parser doesn't seem to provide any way to do that. So, before cutting this video, I figured I'd go back down and show you something that I did things a little out of order for. It ignited the methane pockets. So, yeah, there's your attention to detail again and putting in all kinds of weird ways to kill yourself if that's what you want to do. Next time, the grand finale, where we'll deal with Sludge Vohaul and his evil insurance clones. See you guys then. Throttle between our legs. Waggle our joystick all we want right now, doesn't do anything. So we can turn on the power, adjust our attitude, and start the ascent thrusters. Alright, pretty obvious where to start. And okay, so now we pull the stick down to go up. And just automatically jumps to the monitor for some reason. Well, we just gotta keep going up until we get to minimum altitude. And now what? So we gotta get to minimum altitude. Need the thrusters for that. But I don't know how to type it. Alright, ascent thruster button. Usually you don't have to type button, but I guess in this case you do. So there's our status readout. The attitude system is set to horizontal, and that may be what the problem is. Now that it's on vertical, can we please turn on the ascent thrusters? Alright, and now we go up. Oh yeah, when you're flying something up is down. Hey everyone, this is Nidoking back with another exciting episode of Let's Play Space Quest 2. Last time we managed to get past the various creatures guarding this shuttle platform. And what luck, the shuttle is still here. So let's finally get off this killer planet and see what else is out there in the universe. Well, bad memories, but let's get in anyway. Alright, the familiar giant array of controls, most of which are irrelevant.